Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. We got a juicy video today because we're going to talk about the rebalancing of the QQQ NASDAQ 100 ETF. Basically, the ETF that tracks a bunch of large cap stocks that only go up. And I even did some calculations, and I may have some possible weightings that it may have. Now, this is just me looking at the data. Okay, I could be totally freaking wrong. This is my guess. Let's go check out QQQ. Let's go see what's happening to it. And then let me give you some of my guesstimations of where this index is going to go because they're changing the weightings. So here we have QQQ. Okay, it's an ETF, NASDAQ 100 index, and it features Apple, Google, Microsoft, and more. Basically, every single large cap tech company that's gone up a lot in the last 10 years that you can possibly imagine is in here. And let's look at the weightings. Microsoft, 12.67%. Apple, 12.31%. NVIDIA, over $1 trillion market cap, at least the last I checked, almost 7%. Amazon, almost 7%. My favorite company, Tesla, 4.4. And then we have Meta, Google, McDougal, which is confusing because there's actually two classes of shares. Google's actually over 7% of the ETF if you combine the two classes of shares together. Basically, you can see this is a very, very concentrated ETF in large cap U.S. tech. It's the largest 100 non-financial stocks traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange, okay? This is QQQ. This ETF has absolutely crushed it. If you had put all your money into QQQ in like 2009, you would be fabulously wealthy. You would have made an absolute killing. But people are getting concerned because you look at this ETF and you can clearly see that it's very, very top heavy. The biggest company, the biggest two companies are a quarter of the ETF. Holy crap, okay? So there's actually some built-in rules around this ETF that require it to rebalance if certain thresholds are met. I went ahead and read the prospectus, okay, and I checked it against an article, which, of course, you can always trust articles on the internet, and it seems to make sense. I can see why they're about to rebalance this ETF. Remember, we had a huge run in all these tech stocks, okay? Massive run in the last couple of months, and all you geniuses bought the dip, and I get it. You're all great investors. So looking at this article right here, it says, what is the NASDAQ special rebalancing and its impact? Well, it basically says that there's a special rebalance going on with the NASDAQ 100 index that will take place later this month. Now, this article was published July 11th, so I'm assuming they're going to come out with the changes pretty soon, okay? Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, Amazon, and Tesla combined account for 43.8% weight in the index. As part of the rebalance, that will come down to 38.5%. Now, I corroborated this. I went ahead and pulled up QQQ's prospectus, and there's certain criteria that are, if these conditions happen, then it gets rebalanced. So let's read this. Second, relating to the weight distribution, if all the collective weight of the 5 largest index securities by weight, when added together, exceeds 40% of the index at the time of the annual evaluation, so it could happen throughout the year, but really it's at the point that it's evaluated. The aggregate weight of the subset of the 5 largest index securities will be set to 38.5%. So the article seems to be accurate. So now the top 5 companies are going down from 43% to 38%. So we're looking at like a 5% cut. The excess weight, so that 5% that we're removing from the top, and we're going to look at the numbers in a second, to cap from the 5 largest caps is redistributed to the remaining securities. Okay, so that basically 5% is coming off the top, and it's getting spread to the remaining 95 freaking stocks. Okay, so most of the stocks in the index are getting a boost, and the largest ones are getting a slight haircut. Okay, thereafter, all securities are capped at 4.4%, and the weight is proportionally redistributed to all securities that have not yet been capped. Now, let's go ahead and look at some possible scenarios. So here I pulled a snapshot of the allocations of the 5 largest companies. You can go down Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, et cetera, add up to 43.09%, okay? So the current total weighting of the 5 largest stocks, and I guess Google doesn't count because it's two separate stocks. You should just split your stock into 20 different classes of shares, and then you can take over the whole index, apparently. Taking notes, Elon Musk? The current weight is 43.09%. The target weight is 38.5%. So there's going to be a reallocation of 4.959% of the index. Now, there's two ways. I mean, there's probably more ways they can do it. They could do some stupid formula, right? But there's two ways they could do this, okay? They could spread this 4.59% and basically say, okay, we're going to divide that by 5 and we're going to cut off from the top 5 companies. So what they could do is they could say, okay, 4.59% divided by 5 is 0.92%. So if you subtract that from each of the top 5 stocks, these are the ending weightings, okay? Microsoft, 11.75, all the way down to Tesla, 3.49%, okay? And that leaves us with a new weighting of 38.5%, and we lose 4.59%, which ties out, so we know we're good, okay? That's a potential thing they could do. They could do a straight up change. They could also do the weighted average. Basically, the larger the stock, the larger the weighting, that the more they take off proportionally. So we have a proportional change. Now, if they do it proportionally, okay, Microsoft would drop to 11.32%, Apple to 11, Nvidia to 6, all the way down to Tesla 3.94. So you can see the largest stocks, because they're proportionally larger, would take the largest haircut. Now, looking at this, okay, this rebalancing. So we're rebalancing. It's so top heavy. Oh my God, the index is so top heavy. Has this index really been improved, in my opinion? No. Okay. You go from 12.67% Microsoft to maybe 11.32%. You're still ultra concentrated. Okay, you're massively concentrated, no matter how they do it. I mean, maybe they have some other freaky way that I didn't see in the prospectus, but either way they cut it, you're still going to be massively concentrated in 5 companies. And when I say concentrated, I mean you're ultra concentrated, because when you buy QQQ, you're making a statement. You're saying, I am overweighting relative to market cap weights. I am overweighting these certain stocks in my portfolio because I believe there's something about them that's going to make them go to the moon. That's going to outperform the broader market as a whole. Okay. You know what the true weighting of these companies are in the global market cap? Let's compare this, which it's at right now, to what they have on the global market cap, not the S&P 500, the global market cap, okay? So if we go ahead and pull up VT ETF, this is the global market cap weighted index that basically has every stock in the world, is how you can think about it, okay? We go down to the portfolio composition, okay? These are the actual weightings of these stocks. They take the global market cap. Basically, Apple is 3.6% of the global market cap. With the old system, you're basically overweighting Apple by an order of magnitude, a huge amount, okay? By what, 300%, 400%, 4 times. That's a pretty, 3.5, 4 times. That's a very significant overweighting of Microsoft. Well, I'm comparing Apple to Microsoft here. Apple to Apple, apples to apples. Microsoft, Amazon, 1.3% versus 6.73%. You are massively overweighting these companies as a percentage of the global market capitalization by buying QQQ, okay? So just because it gets trimmed from possibly 12.67% Microsoft down to 11.32%, what does that do? Nothing, okay? I don't like this ETF. It went up a lot. Now, I love VT, of course. I don't like QQQ. I've been saying this for a long time. It's ultra concentrated. This rebalancing, at least from what I can ascertain, isn't really going to change that much. It's still going to be a hyper concentrated ETF. What are you going to get out of this? You could potentially get huge returns, but you could also shoot yourself in the foot if it turns out that tech, all the expectations built into tech, don't actually pan out. As a matter of fact, Vanguard, the geniuses, the best in the world, they believe a large growth stocks are going to massively underperform in the next 10 years. Could be wrong. I don't know, but it's a possibility. And if you're buying large growth because it went up a lot, you're putting yourself at risk. So basically all I'm saying is this rebalancing does nothing. Okay. They're going to shave off a couple percentage points from the top 5 and they're going to reallocate it. It's still going to be a massively overweighted, concentrated ETF that I do not recommend you buy at any stage of your life. Okay. At any stage, because the risk is too great. So that's a potential rebalancing. If you just came in and you missed it, either they do it equally and they take off 0.92%. So these would be the ending weightings if they did it equally, or if they did it proportionally, these would be the ending weightings right here. Okay. But then again, this could be totally freaking wrong. This is just speculation. I don't know how they're going to, you never know what these clowns are going to do. They could just do some crazy stuff that I missed in the prospectus, but that's basically my thoughts on that. Okay. All right. Let's do some comments. Is it true that Audacious Money Witch is Strongman's ex-wife? No. God. What are you talking about? What do you think your ex-wife did with your VT shares? I don't even want to think about it. It would hurt me too much. Nice. You passed reg, man. Congratulations. Are you done? Are you done with all the exams? If so, that's a big congratulations because those exams suck. My Swedish stocks crushed it today. Bomba course, bro. Look, only U.S. stocks go up. Stop it. What would say 2 million perform after 10 years? We know that 2 million a tattooed chef turned into. We don't. I mean, historically, you would have made a fortune in QQQ, but that doesn't mean the future is going to be that way. I think NASDAQ published memo going over their methodology of the rebalance. Oh, okay. I didn't see it. They're going to publish. I want to see how accurate I am. If I was 100% accurate, that'd be awesome. That's just my speculation. QQQ is just becoming another. Yeah, it's an insane. That's a ridiculous ETF. That's a stupid ETF. It's a horrible ETF. Chris Sane just laid out our next home runs. Why don't you try trading, bro? Oh, I'll think about it. Okay. Let's see. So basically, stunk go moon. Yes. This is bullish for the NASDAQ 100 because they're going to shave off 1% Microsoft and spread it around. Love your background. Thank you. It's a filter. How many times a year do Vanguard rebalance their? I have no idea. I have no clue. Just need BEC before 1/2/2024. Oh, man, there's no way you're going to do that. No, that's awesome, man. Don't underestimate BEC, though. Okay, when I took it, I was like, oh, this is going to be the easiest exam. I really thought that was the exam that I failed. I'm not joking. All the other exams, I was like, oh, I probably passed. BEC, scared the crap out of me. But as long as you get the writing, I don't know if they still have the writing part, but if you get the writing part down, I mean, that's a huge bonus. It's basically just memorizing how they want you to write. Super easy. But yeah, I mean, you're basically a CPA. Congratulations there, buddy. We'll throw you a party. 125 shares minimum to knock the play. So Fidelity and Schwab don't have anything close to what Vanguard has in VT. I don't know. I haven't really seen many equivalents to a global market cap weighted index. Okay, I've seen global funds, but I haven't seen a global market cap weighted index. Maybe they're out there. I don't know, but VT's the daddy. Got 85. Not bad, man. Not bad. You a tax man now? Max drawdown of NASDAQ was 80%. I doubt any influencer has a stomach for that type of volatility. I don't think it's going to drop 80%. That's the tech bubble. These companies at least are profitable, but it could drop or it could just be flat for a while. You're outperforming Paul for everything money, but just by buying QQ. You're outperforming Paul by buying a bond, by buying a treasury, okay? Kevin rebalances PP as well. What, to 100% Tesla now? He's such a clown. Fake alias. All right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to give you the methodology or what I think is going to happen. QQQ is still a clownish ETF. I would not buy that ETF for a second. You're outperforming Paul by keeping. It's true. It's true. I think Vanguard's mutual structure gives a huge advantage. Of course. Well, a lot of other competitors have cut their fees a lot too. There's really not that much of a difference anymore, to be perfectly honest. What is VT? It's the total market index. Go look it up. Go to type in Vanguard VT, and you'll see everything you want to see. LOL. Thanks, man. Love the streams. Do more. I do them almost every day. All right, guys. Talk to you later. We'll do a little foo-foo outro. Cheers.
Bye, 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 bye. I know I'm a grifter, strong man. You could lick your hand and smack me in the nutsack. Thank God for Tesla Maesla and you, strong man.